What's going on, guys? So eBay has a new authentication process for timepieces over $2,000 purchased on the site. So I thought we'd take a look at that as well as what is in this pre-authenticated timepiece box here, this little Omega from eBay. So if that interests you, I hope you guys will stick around. We will be right back. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Take a minute to subscribe and hit a like on this video if you enjoy it at the end. And I hope you will watch to the end. We're going to go over the authentication process free from eBay now on watches over $2,000 and see kind of what you get. Basically, peace of mind according to them. Independent authenticators, then 2 days from the purchase, they'll authenticate it, send it to you free of charge. So what do you get? You get a multi-point inspection looking at the crown, bezel, dial, case, clasp, buckle, hands, end links, and serial number. What they don't say is they look at the movement. That's because they don't. So yes, it's a good buffer, but still you guys need to be very, very careful, as Omega and Rolex have been faked for a number of years. They're getting better and better. This one is genuine. I'm wearing a genuine Speedmaster Mark 40 today to commemorate the opening of this new one. I know this one is genuine because I authenticate Omegas myself as an AD. Box, pretty much what you get for a 90s Speedmaster. You're going to get a trashed box. They just did not hold up well. These instruction manuals did, however. Fantastic manual as far as like, this is a very nicely bound book. You just don't see that these days. Or at least not common to see that these days. This is a watch I actually reviewed on the channel years ago, about 3 years ago. I pointed out the black dialed version was still very attainable at $1,300 to $1,600. Not anymore, guys. It has gone up. This one, the white dialed version, this is a JDM product. This is a Japanese market only Speedmaster, commemorating the 40th anniversary of the Speedmaster in Japan, the Mark 40. This reference number 3513.33. This is one of the smaller sizes, guys. This is a 39 millimeter. So basically the same size as my Reverse Panda. This is an automatic movement housing a Value 7750. You see it next to the the Mark II. You can see the size difference from the 39 millimeter case to the 42 millimeter case. Beautiful, beautiful dial. All the sort of design cues of my Reverse Panda done in white, black, and red. This one in fantastic condition. The brushed and polished edges look almost brand new. You have this slide clasp. Some people like it, some people hate it. I have little wrists, fairly large hands, so I actually like it. Makes it easier to go onto the wrist and then clasp. Everything works, obviously, as it should on this automatic. Top button for start, stop of your chronograph. Bottom button for reset of that center second hand. Like I said, this is the reference 3513.33. This is a Value 7750 modified for Omega. They call it an Omega caliber 1152, which is basically decorated and finished 7750. So you know it's going to work really, really well. Is a little loud if you shake your wrist aggressively. You can hear it just like most Values. Beautiful, beautiful timepiece though. These days, going for crazy prices comparatively to what I posted years ago. You're looking at $2,500 to $3,000 for one of these in really, really good condition. I did mention the video from 3 years ago. I'll play a little bit of that here and you can see what's changed. Omega as a company have always done limited runs or limited productions. They may not have always labeled them that, but certainly they have, like this 351353 that it was a 1996 production. It was only made for 1 year, 1996, only for the Japanese market, so it was a Japanese exclusive. It's a 39 millimeter automatic date, like the automatic date for the Japanese market that I own, the Reverse Panda that you saw earlier. It is also not a piggyback movement like the reduced. It is a caliber 1152 movement, the same as mine, which is based on an ETA Valjoux 7750. So very quality movement within that timepiece. Do I really sound like that? Okay, anyway, looking on eBay at that model, you can see they are going for even more. It's astounding how much the price has increased from like $1,300, $1,500 to, you know, $2,900, $3,500. And I don't see a limit on these guys, especially with the modern Speedmaster going up in price retail-wise. I think these are just going to continue going up in value as we look at it outside. You can see the beautiful brushed with polish edging. You can see the gorgeous white and red with these creamy numerals. Just probably one of the best looking Speedmasters out there. This one in excellent condition. As I said before, this was a Japanese market exclusive. This was available to the Japanese market for the 40th anniversary of the Speedmaster for 1996. It was made for 1 year in the white dial variant, the black dial variant. And I believe they did the white and black dial variant with a two-toned case and bracelet. This obviously is the solid bracelet, but I think they did a gold and stainless steel as well. But at any rate, starting this button here, you can see the smooth sweep that is a 7750. It's just a bomb-proof movement, very accurate, been in hundreds and hundreds of different watches in, you know, dozens of brands. Of the two, the white dial is still a little more attainable. The what is it? Reference 3513.33 is a little more attainable than the 3153.53. Of the two, I also think it's the better looking. So that's really awesome that you can get it a little less. I believe it's a little less expensive right now because it's actually a little less rare. I believe the black dial, as I said in the 3-year-old video, was the more rare of the two. But both made for just 1 year, so both exceedingly rare as far as, you know, Speedmasters go, which is not really rare. 39 millimeter case, 18 millimeter lug width, so you're getting a fairly small bracelet for a fairly small case, but as we clasp that slide clasp, you can see it fits very well on my 6 3/4 wrist. Being an automatic movement, once it's wound, once it's set, it's just gonna keep time, losing or gaining a few seconds a day. Obviously, being a manual watch, or a mechanical watch, I should say. Sits about the same on my wrist as my Reverse Panda 3550. has your date at 3 o'clock, like most of the automatics. Your chronograph layout is very similar to most of the automatics. The only difference is the Speedmaster Reduced will have the Moonwatch layout due to its stacked movement, which this one, of course, does not have. Taking this one inside, guys, the loom is not great. It never was, even when new. But when you're talking about a watch that's multiple years old, multiple decades old at this point, with the original dial, original loom, you can't really expect much. The fact that it still has this much loom is really actually pretty impressive. I don't pre-charge the loom, guys, before the loom shots. I take it outside for a review. Whatever time it is outside, I bring it in. That's the loom shot. So that's real world, guys. I think it's doable. I think it's justifiable. You know, I'd rather have a quickly faded out loom than a restored dial, especially one in this great of condition. This may be my favorite Speedmaster, guys. I love this little clasp on the bottom, this slide clasp, like I said before. Makes it a lot easier to get on. A little harder to clasp, but easier to get on the wrist and get off the wrist, especially when it's hot outside and you're sweating or whatever and the watch is trying to stick to you. Not the case here, but just making a point. I like that clasp. This may be my favorite Speedmaster, including my Mark 40, including the Moonwatch, including the reverse Panda I own. I just really like this color combination. It's different. It's different enough from all the other Speedmasters that it sort of stands out. It's bright, so it actually looks a little larger than it is, but wears fairly small on the wrist, so it doesn't intrude on like a suit cuff or that sort of thing. And then again, with that clasp, makes it easy to get on and off. This, honestly, it may be the best Speedmaster out there at the price, especially under $3,000 right now for the white dial. I think the white dial is the better looking dial. And yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about this watch. Some of you may complain that it's a Value 7750. I think that's a great benefit because it's a workhorse movement. Some of you may complain about the smaller size. I also think that's quite a benefit, as watches are moving back to the smaller size. They got quite big with 46, 47 millimeters. I think 39, 40 is the sweet spot. I like the 18 millimeter strap. I think that's a good strap size. This one doesn't appear to taper in, which makes it wear larger. I just think it's a great watch, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you like the white dial better? Do you like the black dial better? Do I really sound like that? At any rate, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. You can follow us on Instagram at wristwatch.addiction. As always, we'll see you soon.